Dear sisters and brothers, today we celebrate Pope Francis's encyclical Laudato Si in a quite unique way. This year, we celebrate its 5th anniversary of writing. In the light of the current COVID-19 pandemic, which we are now all experiencing, the Vatican Dicastery for Promoting Integral Human Development has decided to turn the traditional Laudato Si week into a Laudato Si year-long celebration, which runs from today up until next year. And the message for all of this is very clear. When our world gets sick, we also get sick. Pope Francis on March 27 has this to say about the COVID-19 pandemic in his Urbi et Orbi reflection. In this storm, the facade of those stereotypes with which we camouflage our egos, always worrying about our image, has fallen away, uncovering once more that blessed common belonging of which we cannot be deprived, our belonging as brothers and sisters. And yes, in the middle of that dark, empty piazza of San Pietro, Pope Francis led us into a humble act of penance while we watched him lightly soak wet with rain from our homes. His message was turned into one great confession of sin when he said that we have been greedy for profit. We let ourselves get caught up in things and lured away by haste. We did not stop at God's reproach to us. We were not shaken awake by wars or injustice across the world, nor did we listen to the cry of the poor or of our failing planet. We carried on regardless, thinking we would stay healthy in a world that was sick. I must admit that I was moved into tears while I watched and listened to his message. And this is also the same reason why we are all here today, even virtually, for this Confessio Peccati. For together with our Holy Father, Pope Francis, we all humbly admit our many faults against our common home and ask for God's forgiveness and healing. We cannot deny that the COVID-19 pandemic has awakened in us that sense that indeed we are all in this world together. It took a one invisible enemy to remind us all of how vulnerable we all are. That even amidst all our modern technologies and research, we could all still be gone in an instant. For this world is never our own. The world owns us altogether. Now, even amidst all these uncertainties, we try to slowly bring ourselves into this new normal. Take note, the challenge is for us not to go back to our old prearranged lives, but to live our lives with a new perspective and vision. And this is only possible if we learn the true meaning of contemplation. In the book of Genesis, we heard how God looked at everything He had made and found it very good. And this is exactly what contemplation is all about. To gaze at everything and to see it with God's eyes. This is perhaps what led Saint Francis of Assisi to compose that poem which served as the inspiration for the encyclical of our Holy Father on our common home. Laudato Si, O mi Signore. Saint Francis, while looking at our earth, only has a praise for God on his lips, as he looked with great wonder on all God has made. You know, a more popular English song has a similar tune and note. O Lord my God, when I, in awesome wonder, consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee, how great thou art, how great thou art. Dear friends, Pope Francis is correct in reminding us to seize this time of trial as a time of our choosing, a time to choose what matters and what passes away, a time to separate what is necessary from what is not. It is a time to get our lives back on track with a much closer bond with nature and of our brothers and sisters. Perhaps it is indeed true that sometimes we need to get sick before we start feeling better. We all hope that once the cure to this pandemic is found and we are once back on track, we shall look back into 2020 as a time of great tribulation, but a time for a wonderful realization that if we all move together in unison, we could all see a more beautiful world and a just, humane society.